everyone, welcome to another episode of I Hate It Here, where Sam and I spend 2 hours hating the world so you don't have to. It's been creeping up. It was 60
I was going to
minutes
say,
at the start.
60 minutes, 90 minutes, 2 hours. We
We
spend
just
our
gotta be-
lives hating shit.
I mean, that's actually true. I mean, like, outside, we don't just do it on the podcast, obviously. I mean, like, I don't. I can't speak for you, Sam. You're strangely upbeat, all things considered.
I'm ready for the world to return to normality, mate. I'm ready to see the outside world again.
Sadly, this is the new normal, and everything bad that happens will continue to happen and become normal, and then something worse will happen, and then that'll be normal. It's like, look, you remember when, like, flying used to be fun, right? You probably don't. You're probably too young. You probably.
I remember the first. Yeah, I get what you mean. I remember not the actual flight, but the idea of flying somewhere. Sure.
First, I started flying in the 90s, Sam, right? Because I'm a boomer.
Yeah.
And back then, you would get on a plane, right? And they were super happy to see you. Yeah,
pull
how you
you
doing?
back in a slingshot.
Right? They would put you in a seat, and you would be just miles from anyone else. Not in first class, not in business class, just on a plane, right? And you would have, room to move, stretch your arm out, right? And then people in uniforms, happy with their job and not trying to be heroes or, put a bunch of officious, like, nightmarish rules all up in your face, would come along. Or do you want a drink? Complimentary? Oh, complimentary alcohol, absolutely.
Cigarettes,
Again,
sir?
Yeah, just regular. This was just this wasn't business class. This is just regular flying. Then, 9/11 happened, right? And that was bad. And that was bad not just because, obviously, it made flying not fun. It was bad in and of itself. And then going to the airport was bad. Everyone was a terrorist. It was bad.
See, I've never known it before this, right? But here's my point of view. I think it's mental we didn't do that stuff before. Like, I don't know if I sound like, I don't know, what do they call me? Like a fucking...
Indoctrinated,
Yeah. But, like, we are going in a metal box in the sky with hundreds of other people, like, and you could have just came on with anything back. Like, you literally wasn't even a scat. You just walk in, but, like, anyone could be at the gate. You just show up, shake hands as you walk in the plane. Like, that does sound mental.
Yeah. You could smoke on planes back in the day. That's before my time, I think.
That's just like... gross.
Don't know, fire on a plane, Sam.
Yeah, we could deal with that pretty easily, actually. Well, you'd have to knock everyone out, like. The pilot just raises the plane.
It would.
That's how they deal with flames in, like, planes now. Not in where people sit, but they just take the plane up really high, low oxygen, bring it down.
So and then it was all the rules, and then all of a sudden, like, the fucking average steward or stewardess thought they were like fucking heroes, and they were like to be respected, like the same way you would respect a fireman or a police officer or something like that. You know what I mean? They honestly thought that they're like the first line of defense. Yeah, like, just shut the fuck up and pour me a drink. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to hear your hero fantasy right now. But no, so everything was unfun. And then you fast forward, and then obviously, because the airlines took a big hit because of that, then all of a sudden the chairs, they're getting, now it's a row of 3, it's a row of 4. Now, if you're like, over 200 pounds, it's a bit of a squeeze. I'm not just talking about the double belt brigade, obviously. You don't get anything complimentary. I've flown business class recently, and I had less in business class than what I got in those halcyon days in the 90s of just getting on a beautiful, wonderful KLM flight, and just having a good time. So it's the slow incremental march. What they do is, and what the world does, and what the cosmos does, and what humankind does is, it basically says, you will put up with this. And you go, no, I'm outraged. I won't. But you do. And then that becomes the normal. And then you go, right, well, it better not get any worse. And then it does. And you go, well, I suppose, it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. And eventually, Next thing you know, you're gonna be stripped naked, hosed down, deloused, thrown into a box, put in the cargo hold, and next to other screaming, mewling people in torturous agony. And you're gonna be thinking to yourself, well, I do have to get from A to B, don't I? I do, don't I? And people like you will come along and go,
like
I don't
and the
even
people say
remember.
slippery slope is a fallacy, mate, because of arguments like that.
Slippery slope's the ultimate non-fallacy. Humanity was built atop a slippery slope, and we've been sliding down that fucking slope for centuries, if not millennia, right? And we're just going, slippery slope's a fallacy, mate. You shouldn't make too big a deal on it. Our standards are slipping in everything we do. Everything's worse. And as I said, there's always someone like you who doesn't remember the before times who comes along and goes, I mean, it does seem a bit mad to me that you were allowed to have personal freedom, actually. It does seem a bit mad to me. You were just allowed on the internet.
Go through a scan, mate. Grow up. You've got to go through a scanner, putting bags through an X-ray machine, and if there's nothing bad, then you walk on a plane. It ain't.
I guarantee the day you get your fucking salad toss.
No,
you had your salad toss by TSA.
I have had the extra, triple, double check, E-check, E3 hours. Wait, I'm going to be questioning your brain in America. I have had that, like. But
I guarantee we'll come on to do a stream the first time you get finger blasted by a fucking security guard in an airport.
Mate, how often are people getting finger blasted nowadays? X-rays nowadays, mate, surely.
Has anyone in the chat been finger blasted at an airport? And I mean by the security, not of quick farewell. All right. Okay. Someone says yes. Not yet. Right. There's two people. It's happened to. Right?
Is it true? Look?
I'll go with that. That looks about the odds. Yeah, that does look about it. But I'm just saying it's not even the point. That isn't even what I wanted to open up the show. The point is things can be good, and then you just chip away at it, and then suddenly the shit, and we go, how the fuck did we get here? Because you didn't say nothing about step A, step A1, step A2. Now we're on step B. This isn't a metaphor for anything. It's not going anywhere. I know people in the chat going, fucking hell, he's talking about overthrowing the government. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. That's your brain. Fucking hell, Richard's really lost it over the COVID stuff. It's not about that. It's not about that. Although, no, but it's not. Right? It's just an analogy. You take from it what you want. Anyway, look, how I wanted to start the show, as you know, Sam, because we talked about it before we started the show, it's the first one we've done since the Euros.
Yep.
And England lost in the final.
God bless. Thank God.
Papa bless. And they lost on penalties.
Denmark blessed me immediately as soon as they scored that goal against them, because I was like, at least it can't be the fucking... I was waiting for that, man. Imagine England won the Euros without getting scored a goal against. Could you imagine the pain that would have caused for the next 50 years, mate?
Because 50 years from now, there's like, Channel 4's greatest football teams of all time. And it's like, a 90-year-old Peter Kay, like saying, gosh, you got to see England, that England team, that one in, the Invincibles, that's what we called them. Garlic bread, does anyone remember that? Unfortunately, garlic's outlawed now. It's a controlled substance, Peter, because everything gets worse because we're all built on a slippery slope, Peter. Sorry, tied it all together.
Garlic away.
Why would they take garlic away? Mate, wait till they ban testosterone. They're already doing that in Sweden. If you get caught with testosterone in your bloodstream, you're going straight to prison. You'll see, Sam. You'll all see.
I'll start doing garlic, mate. I'll be ready.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Stockpile your garlic, for God's sake. But anyway, so England lost. And I didn't know how I was going to feel if it happened, because obviously I've got, English friends. Imagine saying that. I have. And obviously I'm a mongrel, aren't I? Part English in my bloodline. And, I didn't, and sort of there were moments over the course of the tournament where I thought, yeah. And there were, but then the nonsense in the build up to the final, I went into the final thinking, you know what? fuck England. Like, I really did. I really did. Because it had been building for a while, you see, because English fans, you know what? Here's what bothers me. It's not just that you are arseholes. It wasn't just that after they beat Denmark, spitting on the Danish fans and the Danish kids. There's always some idiots, right? There's always some idiots. You can't do anything about that. And I do think, historically, while English fans have a lot of idiots and have been bad, compared to some other countries, they get a worse press. It's always been that way, right? We all know it. We all know that some fans have a much greater propensity for extreme violence than English fans. And yet English fans have been held atop. So I can understand that. But here's what really pisses me off. The fucking entitlement. Like, the entire coverage was basically, well, what if we win? I mean, we are going to win. But what if we win? And we should win. We've been the best team at the delusional.
I know, yeah.
Like, nonsense. Like, they played the worst. They played in the worst game at the fucking Euros.
God,
the England-Scotland game. The England-Scotland game was a fucking atrocity. You could break people like in torture, like just showing that on a permanent loop. Nothing happens. You'd be better off in a sensory deprivation tank. That game was dog shit. And so the idea that England had sort of like set the tournament ablaze, like they had a solid defense, not that solid, mind. We were all scratching our heads wondering how Pickford hadn't fucking conceded. Right? Let's not. And of course, again, in the papers, Pickford's been a hero. He's been a fucking mess, actually. He is playing with behind a pretty good back four, like, but anyway, so it was the entitlement. All the coverage was about England winning, Southgate being the greatest English manager of all time. Yeah.
Can't handle it.
Yeah.
Genius, Southgate, mate.
Yeah, genius.
I was so glad when he saved all those substitutions like a fucking smooth brain till the end to bring on two players to take a penalty, thinking maybe I shouldn't have them take the most important penalty in their life without even having a touch of the fucking ball beforehand. And also, I'll give the last penalty to a fucking young kid and destroy. I'm convinced that was a conspiracy, mate, that he wanted to fuck Saka's life up like his life got fucked up. He's like, who I'll give it to? I'll give it to the young kid. Yes, he'll crumble. Yes, I'll make him break. Like, there's no way you could think that was a good idea, man.
Because, and you've got to be careful when you use this phrase these days, Southgate does appear to be too nice, doesn't he? So maybe the only way Southgate can come is knowing that he's ruined someone's life somewhere at some time. Because, it was. But of course, we couldn't have that discussion afterwards, even. In fact, we quickly went to, shall we have a sober assessment of all the things that went wrong in the final, to they're bloody heroes. Heroes they all are. God bless them. I love it. I love England. It's like, you fucking people are outrageous, mate. So I just couldn't wrap my head around it. The entitlement the entire time, the mythologizing about how good they've been the tournament, like really over-exaggerating it. Italy had been a superior team the entire tournament, whatever you think about how the final went. But anyway, what really did it for me, Sam, and you probably know what's coming, is I say the fans in the build-up.
The louts.
Oh, mate. It was unbelievable. So it took me ages to find a copy of a publication I could give to you, because what happened was, right, in the build up to the final, I was watching, I was watching the game. I had my Twitter feed up, on my separate monitor. I'm watching the coverage, the news, the feedback, all the build up, getting into it. I think I had a beer or two, all getting ready for a final, a major football final. And I'm looking over at Twitter, and basically it says, coming in with the fans now. And it was footage of a man, an English man. And he started out with the classic loud dance, way up. He was doing that, right, which is fine. That's acceptable. But then he decided to stick a flare, a red flare, up his ass. Now, I've been to lots of sporting events, me, down the years. And I've passionately supported my team.
And how many third-degree burns have you got around your ring piece?
Non-related to sports. I can say that. But the fucking, like, I've never thought I know what'll be banter and get the lads in the mood for the game. I'll stick. I mean, have you seen, by the way, the width on a flare?
You seen the girth on it?
Yeah, mate. Have you seen how thick? Like, it is mate. I ain't seen nothing like that since the early days of the internet. One guy, one flare. It was and he's got it in there, and he's bent over, touching his toes almost. In like, he was flexible. Fair play to him. And he's got his cheeks spread in a flare up there, and just what must be super hot red smoke billowing out of his arsehole, while a group of English fans are all like, yeah. What's happened there, England fans? Now, it took me ages to find, because every time I was like, right, I can't wait to talk about this, and I hate it here, because I do hate that. That's ridiculous. And I went to the Sun, and I went to the Mirror, and I went to like the fucking, I don't know, the Mail, like all the type of newspapers. I use that term very loosely. That would cover this. But the problem with it was they showed his ass.
Oh, all right, they actually did.
Front page of the Mirror and the Metro, a man with a flare up his ass. You know what I mean about slippery slope, Sam? When I were a lad, you had to at least turn the page to see full frontal nudity.
Oh, they moved it back one.
See what I mean? Now I can see a man with his cheeks spread and a firework for the purposes of signalling distress.
A passerby.
Yeah, just up his ass. Just up his ass. Like a dog smoking a cigar. So, anyway, fortunately, thanks to the awesome power of plagiarism, I managed to find a publication that was willing to rip off the exact word-for-word coverage from the Sun without showing the man's ass. Now, as you'll see, I had to go to topghanamusic.com, which I have bookmarked, obviously, because, who doesn't? And you'll understand why I wanted to read this out on the show. Meet Charlie Perry, the England fan who put a firecracker in his arse, snorted coke, and drank 20 cans of cider before storming Wembley for the Euro 2020 final.
There he is, look.
Yep.
With his bucket that done. There he is.
Yep, there he is. I'll just read you, because this is the Sun's coverage. Charlie Perry, 25, last night boasted of dodging shambolic security at England's Euro final after downing 20 cans of cider. Now, by the way, I've drank a slab before, but
I bet his belly was burning, but that's all. You get the full cider burns. It depends what he's drinking. Right? I imagine it's like strong or something.
But yeah, I've drank a slab before, but I was absolutely fucked, and I probably definitely had a spew just because of the sheer volume of liquid. Like, yeah, totally right. Some 2,500 gate crashes. This is what happened. You see, on the day of the final, it wasn't just people were sticking flares up their arse outside the stadium. They were sticking flares up their ass outside the stadium to psych them up to storm the stadium, like it was a military operation. Yeah, some 2,500.
bearer.
Yeah, here he is. Way! The Lannisters give their regards. Some 2,500 gate crashes caused mayhem, but he said, I'm not sorry. One of the shameful Army Wembley gate crashes last night told how getting in without a ticket for the historic Euro 2020 final was piss easy. Brazen Charlie Perry, 25, was filmed putting a lit flare in his bum after boozing since 8:30 a.m. Nearly 12 hours before the England-Italy game. That's such an English thing, isn't it? A British thing, I suppose, actually. Like, why has he started drinking at 8:30? Loads of time.
Got to get ready.
Yeah. Got to get ready. Exactly. Yeah, I know the answer, man. I know the answer. He estimates...
By the time I show up. I don't want to start getting drunk when I show up.
He estimates he downed 20 cans of Strongbow and banged a load of powder
as well. Banged
a
load of powder, man.
Yeah, that's
sniffing a neck inside of it.
Oh, here's the thing, though, mind you, like 20 cans of ball wouldn't touch the side if you had a couple of grams.
That's what I mean. If you sniff it as well,
and bang, this is in quotes, by the way, banged a load of powder throughout Sunday, but was allowed to stroll in without a ticket for the showpiece final. Scenes of Wembley being stormed by drunken gate crashers who then refuse to budge from the seats of paying fans may wreck England's hopes of hosting a World Cup. I mean, you have given them to Qatar, like, so whatever. But Chelsea fan Perry, of course, he's a fucking Chelsea fan, isn't he? Of course he is. Who boasted of bribing a steward to get in. Story's getting more elaborate.
Did he fuck? Why would you bother when everyone's just running in? There's thousands of people running past like 10 stewards. Why even bother giving them a tenner? Just fucking run in.
Insisted he regrets nothing. He stuck a flare up his ass, and it's all over the internet. And we all know he can take a girthy flare like it's no problem at all. Well, for most people, I think it would be a struggle. And he's got no regrets. He just regrets nothing. Yeah, full on. He gloated, I'd been on the piss since 8:30 in the morning and had at least 20 cans of Strongbow. It was the biggest day of my life.
Oh, it's even better knowing they lost. That's for me. What a treat that is. Like,
that's what I mean. This is what I'm saying. This just made it. I was like, oh, yeah, fucking lose all the finals. You couldn't, just lose them all, like, because of this guy. Anyway, it was the biggest day of my life. There were no rules that day. All I know is that I loved it all. I was off my face, and I loved every minute. Perry says he is a veteran gibber, a fan who sneaks into games without paying,
I guess that's
and did the same for England's semi-final against Denmark just a few days earlier. Obviously, I didn't have a ticket. I had gone in as a gibber, so I knew how to get into the stadium already. And then let's just get to the.
I wonder how many people do RM, but there must be, if it's got a phrase, I bet there's people who do that all the time.
Oh, it's a gibber, is it? Not a gibber, it's a gibber. I never know when you see that G there.
Yeah.
Because it is gibber, but gibber, I thought, because of gib. Just saying. Whatever. Anyway. So, yeah. It just keeps describing the moment he stuck a flare up his ass as well. Like, as thousands of England fans drank and sang, he was filmed snorting a cocaine-like substance. I'm guessing it was cocaine.
Probably was,
yeah. Minutes later, urged on by crowds of onlookers, he pulled his trousers down and placed a flaming firework between his buttocks, not buckets. Whoever said that. Maybe. A tattoo can be seen on one of his arse cheeks saying Benidorm Bunters, a reference to a stag weekend. Like, I don't need to know about the tattoos on his arse. The sun's gone in on this one, like, to be fair. They've really done it. This is the most extensive coverage the Sun has ever done on any topic ever in the history of the newspaper. And it's about a man who stuck a flare up his ass. So, but yeah. Now, the whole storming of the stadium thing also should underline how much England fans just are dickheads. Because in the subsequent crush, one of the fathers of the players for England, Harry Maguire, got his ribs broke.
Fuck off! I didn't even know that.
Yeah, true story. Well, according to the Maguires. So that's how much the fans love their team. Get him, Harry! I've battered your dad. Crushed him, I have.
Slabhead's dad's got no ribs.
Slabhead's dad's got no ribs. Says it. Harry Maguire's father, Alan, suffered 2 suspected broken ribs right before England's Euro 2020 final defeat, says the England defender. Fans fought with stewards and police as they attempted to break through gates for Sunday's game at Wembley. Maguire's father, 56, was struggling to breathe after being trampled on. My dad was in a stampede, Maguire told the Sun.
How's he in the player entrance? Like, surely fucking parents of the players must have a separate entrance. Like, he's with the rabble. Like, he's walking in with everyone else, getting trampled on. What a poor bastard.
Don't even know. Maybe Slabhead can't get comps.
I'll give you a ticket, Slabhead, mate, but he's coming in the front.
Yeah, he's got to come. He's coming in.
He's going to have to be a jibber, mate. He's going to have to fight his way in.
He's there. He's there with the jibbers. we might let him in if he sticks a flare up his ass. It's ridiculous. So yeah, they even smash their own players' dads.
That sounds sus to me, but sounds a bit.
Why you think Maguire's
Harry
bullshit?
Maguire's dad be coming in the same way as everyone else? That makes no sense. There's no way. You're telling me Harry came.
Might have just been in the wrong place in the wrong time. Like,
I guess maybe he's
having a piss, comes back. They broke through. They're like, "Fucking hell, it's Harry Maguire's dad. Hey, your son's got a slab head," stamping on him. Your son's got a slab head. La la la. Easter Island. Anything's possible, mate. With England fan, isn't it?
I guess.
Now, just to wrap up the whole bit about England fans, this is a treat I've saved for you, Sam. I think this came out the day of the final or the day after, and I locked it away like a little delicious Ferrero Rocher and thought Sam will want this later. Like, so here it is. Well, we'll have to 3, 2, 1, right? But basically, it's an England fan who got a tattoo celebrating their historic win.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Are you ready?
Let me do a full screen. Right, ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Like, when it got to penalties, I weren't even thinking about the tattoo. I was thinking, it didn't even enter my head once. It was more, I just wanted England to win more than anything. And then,
can you explain the emotions at the end when they didn't?
Oh, I was absolutely gutted. Everyone were though. It was silent. Awful.
And then
coming on, mate.
And then I got reminded about the tattoo. Yeah.
So what did you think? They winning in 2028, mate.
It's just one of them things, isn't it? It's done.
So no suggestion that you might have it taken off?
No, I'm not having it taken off. A lot of people have said you should get it covered up, but no. Might just change the date and
you could change the date in a couple of years.
Put Euro 2024 on there.
Or maybe just include maybe semi-final and not.
Yeah, you can put semi-final down the side so it says England semi-final winners.
And what's reaction been like from family, friends?
Hugo boss.
Oh, my family.
This is Hugo.
They just like they think it's hilarious. I've had a lot of Italy fans, a lot of Italians message me, like Forza Italy, you know, Italia and everything like that. I've just laughed it off. I think it's been brilliant. It's been good banter.
It's been good banter.
Good banter.
See what I mean? See what I mean, though, about the entitlement, mate?
Weren't even thinking about the tattoo, mate.
I weren't even thinking about the tattoo I presumptively got the day of the final. What a fucking dickhead. Wow, what dickheads they all are. What a fucking dickhead. So yeah. So I'm glad now. Actually, I'm glad. Another thing happened. Another thing in sports, Sam, happened that made me glad. Obviously, Conor McGregor lost as well.
Yeah.
And didn't just lose, broke his own leg. Brilliant. Brilliant. I know what you're supposed to say is, no one likes to see anyone get hurt in the octagon, right? But that's just not true, is it?
Old man, didn't he?
He's a cunt, mate.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, listen, when people always say to me, one of the things they say to me is like, you wouldn't be able to do that in any other line of work. You wouldn't be able to do that. Show me any other journalist that talks like you on Twitter. Here's the difference. I'm the best at what I do. And unfortunately, the way the world works is when you ascend to a certain level and you can basically make money for other people because you're a draw, you get away with a load of shit you wouldn't ordinarily. That is a fucking tale as old as time. The difference is I just tweet what I think, right? Which Conor McGregor is what? Battered an old man, fucking blinded someone by launching a gurney.
He tried to batter the old man. The old man took it and laughed.
Yeah, I should say as well, the old man didn't even fucking flinch. Fair play to him. And so, and I knew, put it this way, I even showed the betting slip. I had Poirier in the first round. Everyone said I was mental because the one, it was the least, I agree as well, by all conventional wisdom, it was the least likely outcome. But I knew that McGregor had fucked it. I knew he'd fucked it. It wasn't the sort of somber Cerrone McGregor. He was back on whatever it is that makes him crazy, right? He was back, talking mad shit. I couldn't believe it, mate, the things he was saying. I'm all for selling a fight, but I grew up with boxing, so I remember when Mike Tyson said he was going to eat Lennox Lewis's children. And that was universally condemned, as it should be. That's taking it too far, isn't it? I don't even mind if you say, you're not getting out the ring alive. I don't think you should say that, because especially if it happens. But,
yeah, that was rough.
But up to, that's the line I think you can walk up to. But McGregor's invoking people's kids, people's wives. He did it with Khabib. He's invoking the religion. Think of all the horrible things he said about Khabib's father, and obviously his father's passed away now. And I thought it was kind of what I thought was ideal. Khabib came out and said he didn't understand how anyone could support Conor McGregor because he said, and this is quite profound. I can't believe Khabib came up with it. So someone else must have said this. But he said, but if he did, the man's a genius. He said, people say money and fame change you, but they don't. They show you who you really are. And I suppose in a way that's kind of accurate, isn't it? Because, when you get big, you either sort of stay humble and normal or you turn into an absolute, unbelievable, aggressive arsehole. And McGregor, I couldn't believe it. Imagine, right? You've broke your own leg like a dickhead. You've lost. You've been absolutely battered as well, right? And you're lying there with your leg broke, saying, this ain't over. Your wife's in me DMs. The whole wife in my DMs thing is mind-blowing to me, because what about your wife, Connor? Haven't you been accused of cheating on your wife? Fucking loads. Haven't you been accused of fucking sex crimes as well? Loads. And you're saying shit like that. You reckon yourself, you daft cunt? So, yeah, it was a great month for sports. I got to see everything. McGregor humiliated, fully wrecked, thinking he's going to come back, talking he's going to come back. Oh, and did you see that journalist in the pink jacket that wrecked him in the build-up?
No, I didn't watch
it. Mate. He said, you've won one fight since Obama was president. This was a question he asked him at the press huddle. He said, you've won one fight since Obama was president. So why should we think it's going to be any different in the matchup against Poirier? And of course, Conor McGregor, you little fucking rat, yeah. You little rat, yeah. I won one more fucking fight than you sissy rat. Yeah, he's a journalist, Conor. He's a journalist. Sit down with your pink jacket, yeah. It's like, yeah, he's not a professional fighter, really, so his record's not under scrutiny. However, he does make a good point. So,
which
it's
is
brilliant.
Job.
Yeah, exactly. So it's brilliant, mate. England lost because I'll tell you, I actually am starting to come around to the idea that McGregor's one of the worst things that ever happened to MMA. Because it sort of normalized it in a way it hadn't been normalized before, and it made it accessible in a way it hadn't been accessible before, and it captured the imagination of a bunch of fucking drunken morons who know nothing about the sport, nothing about the history of the sport, nothing beyond I like Conor, and Conor McGregor fans are some of the most insufferable sports fans. So when I watched his leg snap, I didn't even catch it at first. I thought he just fell over because he was drunk or something. But when I saw his leg snap, I was like, oh my God, that is beautiful. That's so beautiful. So I'm mega happy. England out, McGregor out. And now we get to Seagull news. Everyone's favourite segment. Now, I've been trying to figure out a way to cover this without saying things that we get cancelled for. It's pretty tough, Sam. You also will not be able to play the video. So I'll preface this by saying I don't support cruelty to animals, obviously. I love animals, all animals. Seagulls are cunts and wasps are cunts, but you shouldn't be cruel. Is that enough, do you think?
I don't know.
Is that a big enough of a disclaimer? Never be cruel to an animal, right? It's not
I think
good.
we've never pushed anything different. All we've ever said was, if a seagull is attacking you, you can defend yourself. I'll stand by that, right? If a seagull's coming for your eyeballs, yeah, you probably should, do something. Don't let your eyes get pecked out. You know what I mean?
Right.
If a seagull comes for you, be ready.
So in the Teesside Gazette, right, they've covered a story about a man who just had enough. He was on the beach. He was trying to enjoy himself. And the reason I'm bringing this story and with a disclaimer is because they've wrecked this guy. They've absolutely wrecked this guy. Like, I think I've watched the video, which we won't show. We can't show. And it's nowhere near as bad as what they're saying. And the way they've worded it, this is Big Gull in action. Because I can assure you it's not as bad as it sounds, but you still probably should have just let the donut go. Is the point I'm gonna make. But anyway, this is the headline. Horrifying moment, Northern man, right? And they've put that in like
Has to be north,
scare quotes. Yeah, but we don't fuck about up north. You know, the car starts.
Yeah, I have just watched it. He ain't done nothing to this guy, does he? Have I missed something here? All he's done is he's got it in a grip. He seems to be giving it a stern talking to.
Yeah. And then it lets it go.
And then it flies away.
Yeah,
I was expecting it to be horrible, like he was going to smash it against something, or I was like, oh,
put it
God,
this way,
it's going to be horrible.
That guy who smashed it against the wall and went, vermin.
Oh, that was way worse, yeah.
Yeah, way worse. But anyway, so the headline is, horrifying moment, Northern man throttled seagull after it grabbed his donut. A man with a northern accent throttled the bird before throwing it over a wall. Now, you've watched the video, Sam. That's not how it goes down,
He's just got it in a grip, but he's got it in a grip, like, around the wings, the legs. He's not gripped by the throat. He's got it in a hold so it can't fly away. He's like holding the whole bird. He's not throttling it. When they say that, it sounds like he's got it by the neck and he's like throwing it or something.
And what I hate about this is, right, it's because he was down south. And this is the Teesside Gazette. Southerners think everything Northerners do is mental. You know. But it's not, right? So look, the incident happened in front of tourists in Torquay who watched as he grabbed one of a flock of seagulls, which swooped on his donut on the seawall. The man managed to grab one by the neck, held it until it dropped his donut. Yeah, I know it's not even.
Is that by the neck?
Nah, I don't think so, but when I watched, I thought he had it upside down. Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on. It might be by the neck. No, he's got it by the back, I think. He's holding it upside down by the back.
The scruff?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. Like, maybe it is.
Right. The man managed to grab one by the neck, held it until it dropped his donut, which he then picks up and starts eating again. Those witnessing the moment gasped as he then flung the seagull over the sea wall.
As if he had it. That's so fucking grim.
Oh, it gets better.
It's a principle.
Right. So, right, it goes, those witnessing the moment gasped as he flung the seagull over the seawall. The video was filmed by a young woman from Torquay who was eating outside Pier Point with her mother. She said the incident had already been going on for quite a while. The incident and quite a while. How long can you wrestle with the seagull for? Right? The incident had been going on for quite a while before she grabbed her phone to film the end of said incident. It went on for such a long time, she said. Nobody really reacted. Everyone was just kind of dumbstruck. So I grabbed my phone and filmed the end of it. It looked like he had just bought the donuts from the chippy. Then he put them up on the sea wall to answer his phone, and all the gulls descended. So he grabbed one by the throat. So he grabbed one by the throat and had it in his hand for over a minute. And everyone sitting outside the restaurant turned around and looked at him in horror, but he didn't care. He just carried on. The gull dropped the donut and he just picked it up and carried on eating it and licking his fingers.
What a mess.
When he realized people were staring, he just said, "It took my donut," in a northern accent, as if it was a perfectly normal thing to do. But it was horrible.
Why was that horrible? Mate, how was that horrible? The bird's fine, like. The bird's been taught a lesson. Don't be gripping donuts off a seawall, or you might get your throat gripped. Bird's fine. Bird flew away at the end, like, he's fine.
Another onlooker. I mean, seagulls are massive by the way.
Exactly. You're not going to upset this bird by gripping it. Like, he could fuck you up.
Another onlooker said, "It was odd nobody reacted, but it was such a weird thing to see. He didn't seem to care what people thought." These northerners.
Good.
These northerners getting ideas above their station. But anyway, as we've always done, Sam, we've covered seagull attacks and the rise of the seagull, just in places that, you know, like Scotland and Liverpool, you know, places that ultimately, if the seagulls did take over, they've had it coming for a while, haven't they? With all of the problems. But now I can bring you gull news from around the world. This one, not really the gull's fault, to be fair, unless it was malicious. I'll ask your opinion on this. This was two girls in one of them slingshot rides they have at Jersey Shore.
Right.
So,
yeah. I get it.
Right. And even though this is 90 seconds, they're really stretching it. You only really need to watch 10. Like, right. So just let us know when you want a 3-2-1 it.
Oh yeah, I've seen this clip. Right. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't. The screams like. I mean, I saw a worse one. I saw a worse one than that, mind. It was on a roller coaster, and this fucking seagull exploded on this dude. It fucking, there was blood and feathers everywhere. It was horrible. Like, but that one, like, it's just, you know, someone actually sent me that and said the seagulls are at it. That's not the seagulls.
The seagulls just did mean for that. You could tell he was lost. I don't want to fuck with seagulls in their natural habitat. That's fine. I don't want to fuck with seagulls who are just living. But we can't. They can't be, you know, pecking people's head off and stealing food. That
definitely can't. Here we go over to this is from Migog Alborg. It's a Danish publication covering Aalborg. You might need to hit translate, but I've got it translated in front of me. Right. So this is the headline: lunch drama in Aalborg. Giant seagull bit boy. Right. Bit him. They're biting now. Not pecking. Right. So basically what happened here was, because obviously it's Google Translate, so it's a bit of a mess. But they're having a big treasure hunt in Aalborg for Migog Aalborg for something called Den Store Scatterjagd. Right? Which I'm pretty sure is a big deal if you're from Aalborg.
In the chat, like?
Yeah. Den Store Scatterjagd, right? A classic. We've all had a Den Store Scatterjagd at some point.
Treasure
Yeah,
hunt.
there you go. The Scatterjagd is a great treasure hunt. So the treasure hunt's been a huge success with families from near and far coming. They love the combination of delicious prizes and the opportunity to enjoy a good hour or two where you can enjoy yourself as a family. I'll tell you this, right? Why are the Danes like one of the last like great sort of like really cool people left? Like just having nice casual treasure hunts and enjoying themselves and like
giant foreheads or
they have got giant and necks.
Long necks as well.
Yeah, they have got necks. But you know, I've never read about a Dane sticking a flare up his arse. They haven't done. Last time they did that.
Yes, against them.
Well, we all know. Yeah, I'm waiting for Pimp to snap and do that, like on one of his streams. Right, you finished. People are queuing into me again, and I'm going to show you what I can do with a flare. Who's laughing now? Finish. I don't know why he's talking like that. Like,
hey guys, I have a trick for you again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull
trick.
it down my pants. Show my anus. Here we go, guys. 6,000 subs. I show my anus.
Here we go. Going to 60 subs. I slide this flare right in my anus. Yeah, brilliant, classic. But anyway, so it's still they even advertised the treasure hunt. They said it's still possible to participate. I think time's gone. Oh no, it's still going tomorrow. If you're in Aalborg, get yourself down to Den Store Scatterjagd. It's a classic. Anyway, this week the Great Treasure Hunt took an unexpected turn. Right?
No.
Yeah, I know. Sanna. It's Burmoller, but it did just look like Bumhole because all we've been talking about is bums because we're children. Sanna Burmoller and her sister, son, nephew, and niece had also decided to go to the Great Treasure Hunt, and they sat outside in the lovely Danish summer weather, but they quickly regretted it. It ended in a real seagull drama. Not one of them
must
fake
work in translation or something.
Oh, no, but that's a real seagull drama. Right. Anyway, a seagull bit Sanna's son on the wrist. A giant seagull landed on Sanna's son's plate. He tried to wave it away, but the consequences are that it bit him on the wrist. Oof. So he got a red mark. And when it spreads its wings to fly away with my steak, my nephew got the wings in his mouth.
Getting wing
abused. Oh, abused. Abused. Imagine it like, this is what we've been saying this the whole time on the show. We've been saying it the whole time on the show. It was never, peace was never an option. It was never going to be acceptable. Right? Think about this. You're going out. It's summer. Let's go to a treasure hunt. You're not doing anything mental. You sit down. You order a steak. You order something off the kids' meals for the kids. There is a giant seagull who thinks, I'm having that fucking steak, me, like, right? It flies down, bites your son on the wrist, and then slaps the lips.
Your nephew's lip.
Yeah, slaps the lips of your other kid as it's flying away with your... And let me also tell you, one thing I will say, Danish prices are outrageous. That steak probably costs the same as most people's cars. Like, it's fuck. So you and just fucks off with it. Does say here. Then there was a fight over the food because the seagull tried to fly away with 2 steaks and some French fries. This seagull's wilding. An habitual line stepper, right? Sana Bamola also tells us that then the tables next to it were attacked by at least another 10 seagulls. And there was a person who didn't even get a taste of their burger.
Seagull got the first bite, mate.
And the last did not even get a taste of their burger before a seagull flew away with it. It ended fairly well for the Shaken family because the restaurant offered them a round of free desserts.
Yeah, but what about my round of free steak?
Yeah, what? Free steak, is it? No, Gulls got that. So it goes on just to add, this summer, this publication, good on you, migogalborg.dk, have continually described the problems with seagulls around Danish port cities. Readers have written in and say they are tired of the seagull problem in Aalborg.
We're getting some support.
It's the uprising, where in many places it is uncomfortable to eat food outside. Migog Aalborg will, of course, follow up on the seagull problem in the city, and we will try to get a comment from the Aalborg municipality, that's the local government, next week. There you go, mate. They're kicking off.
There you go.
But doesn't it show how far ahead of the curve we were? We were telling people, I knew we'd get to this point, Sam. Not at the start. There are clips of me saying seagulls maybe aren't all that bad, right? Yeah, I was under the spell of Big Gull.
Exactly,
right?
I knew, mate. I was woke from the start.
Yeah,
I've been around them.
So
I just linked to another article as well of people
approaching
councillors in the UK to start inputting anti-gull laws.
Yeah, look at that. There you go. You can bring this up if you want. I'll bring it up. I got another story from France, but we can come back to this. Seaside visitors who give seagulls food branded stupid as fines for feeders are proposed. Yeah, I mean, definitely. That is, you are stupid. But look at this, right? A councillor has branded people who feed seagulls stupid as a seaside council looks for new ways to tackle bird attacks on humans. Tony Randerson made the comments during a meeting of Scarborough's Council's Overview and Scrutiny Board. The Labour cabinet member. See, I could maybe get back to voting Labour again here, Sam, if this goes through. Hang on, let's see what the plan is. Right? They said Scarborough is a seaside town. Is like gulls are going to be with us, like it or not. So we've got to live with the gulls. Also true. I'd like to draw attention to what I feel is the stupidity of people. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
This guy. Yeah. All right. You got my vote, Mr. Anderson. Residents feeding these gulls in our urban areas. And I use the word stupid carefully. It is stupid. It's irresponsible. It's an irresponsible act to actually feed the seagulls in the urban areas. That's not the food they should be getting. It's attracting more and more gulls. It's a never-ending circle and something we've got to address. The remarks came during a discussion of the council's plan to tackle gull attacks, known as muggings.
Are they, though? I don't think that's what muggings are.
The board had heard that the number of reported gull muggings that had been reported to the council in 2019 was down 50%. I don't believe that. Look, yeah, a number of councillors said they do not believe the overall number of attacks had fallen.
Big
gulls at it again. Why are people covering for the seagulls, mate? It's mad. It's mad that Big Gull's real. Imagine Big Gull being real, right? Following on from Councillor Randerson, the Green Party councillor Neil Robinson proposed that the council should look into bringing in a bylaw that allows people who feed gulls to be fined. I think this is what we need to be doing. We need to be stopping people feeding the seagulls so that the gulls learn humans aren't. So I'm not waiting 10 years for the seagulls to get their shit. Fucking Green Party, mate. It's always the Green Party, right? Oh, won't somebody think of the gulls? You're the problem, mate. You're the enemy, Councillor Neil Robinson. Why should we wait 10 years of kids getting their eyes pecked out?
And also, it's poor for the seagulls. Like, the seagulls don't want to be living like rats, surely. They're supposed to be out, on the boats, stealing fish from the fishing boats. That's how they live.
Also says here, that the council has lost money because a firm has to be employed during the summer to clean areas that are frequently covered in gull droppings. They're literally shitting on you, Green Party. Never voting Green, no. That's that. Done. Also, this is where it all goes to shit, because I think I have to talk French a bit. In Saint Malo, is that probably pronounced Saint Malo or something?
Saint Malo.
Yeah, I can't do it, mate. But in Saint Malo, a woman was attacked by a gull and injured on the head. This is France. All over the world.
Not on the head.
On the head. A woman was injured in the head, it says here, after being attacked by a gull this Friday in the centre of Intramuros in St. Malo. The incident took place at 11 a.m. I don't know why that's relevant, but good to know. Maybe that's peak
when the gulls are out.
Mugging hours, yeah. While she had approached, probably too close, a baby gull, a bird then melted on the skull of the unfortunate.
What?
Yeah, that's a mistranslation, isn't it? A bird then melted onto the skull of the unfortunate.
Should have had a fucking Cronenberg of a seagull and a human.
Slashing her scalp. The injured person went to the hospital emergency room on their own. Mental. And then it just says, it's good to remind tourists to beware of gulls who do not hesitate to pounce on you if you are holding an ice cream or a sandwich. Their voracity can be the cause of many hand injuries. Why are we putting up with it?
Thing is,
like,
right,
did I miss a meeting, though?
There's got to be an easy, like, think of this, right? You can scare away a bear by, like, pretending to be big and making a lot of noise. There's got to be a way to fuck off. Like, once you grip a seagull by the throat once, they must fuck with, do they ever fuck with a human again? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what a seagull's memory's like, mate.
Like, if it gets gripped once, is it like, oh yeah, I'm not fucking with humans again. Like, that guy gripped me by the throat. Like, that's what I mean. Maybe water jet wash them out the sky. Bit of a jet wash.
I don't know, mate. Maybe it's just deploy the hawks. Like, fuck it. Just we all have to start breeding. Fuck them, tear them to shreds. Like, get some falcons on the case. Like it's mind you, I don't even know in Britain if that's gonna help. Like, you have to get them big ones, right? Seagulls are fucking huge. Like, especially like I said, these ones. I don't know if people realize this, but the ones up north are mental. Like, I have seen seagulls that are the size of like one of them chonkers, them fat cats that Redditors breed to be miserable.
Seen, like, a massive fat seagull eat another seagull. Like, they don't.
Oh, mate, they just don't care. Like, they just don't care. It's so ridiculous how big they are. Right. So the gull menace is still ongoing, guys. It's no then, guys. It's not going anywhere. It's 100% not going anywhere. But we need to get rid of this one. While we're talking about animals, probably is worth mentioning what was going on in Australia, because we have missed one of the great plagues of our time, the mouse plague. Now,
the mouse plague, I didn't even know.
The mouse plague, mate, the mouse plague, like a proper biblical mouse plague down in Australia.
Well, everywhere else, mate, they've been booming because of fucking COVID. They've been, like, going into people's houses more and more. I keep seeing that in the news, that they're living in people's houses.
Yeah. Well, so listen, because I grew up, sort of rural, a bit rural. Like, you get mice and that, right? In the north.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with mice. Right now, this fast forward to 5 years when our podcast is all about the mouse.
Be like, that's the thing. Do you mean like you haven't had a problem with the species, or like if you see one, you're not scared, or it doesn't make you nervous?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely not scared of a mouse. Like,
not scared, but it does make you jump. It's the same with like anything small. Like anything, I think it's like human instinct. If anything's small, it can move really rapidly. You fucking makes you jump.
Like mice, squirrels, guinea pigs. It's like these are all the cute animals, aren't they?
A mouse is rapid though, dude. If you see a mouse and you're not expecting it, I bet it'll make you jump like fuck.
If I saw you and I wasn't expecting it, that'd make me jump. What do I mean? It's not that you're hideous or anything. It's just I wasn't expecting it, so I've had a jump, haven't I? But the point is though, like I'm just saying, I don't think mice are scary. Like I've known plenty of people be scared of mice, like full shit themselves. Oh, mouse! Yeah, wicked. Like get it out, it's a mouse. It's like me mum used to fucking freak out about mice. But anyway, this would do my Sweden, right? I don't know what the cause of it was, but basically there was a bunch of, I think a bunch of contributing factors. And so what happened was there was a sudden boom in the mouse population. I think they've all come in because of like all the bushfires and all the other shit that was going on. And because of the boom in the population, they're fucking looking for food. And they're getting more and more boisterous and aggressive because they're getting more and more desperate, kind of like what was going on with the seagulls. And mate, when I saw how many mice there were, like, this would do me in, like, I think even. So here you go, mouse plague in Australia. Just let us know when you want to 3, 2, 1 this. And again, don't need to play the whole thing, but wait till you see how many fucking mice there are.
Mate, this is already fucking horrifying. Right. 3, do we need sound or no?
Nah, you don't need sound.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Fuck off, mate.
In it, but
no way, mate.
A couple of 100 mice every night. This is like prey for no bats.
No way, mate. Yeah. No way, mate.
Look at it, but
but it's making me nervous looking at it, but
yeah, just loads of them, and because they can't get enough food, they all just die. Like.
Look how many there is. Oh, mate, imagine if I was about to say, imagine if you're a farmer, but how the fuck are they growing anything?
So it's just this ball dude. Yeah, it's just this ball.
Oh, no, but.
Yeah.
No, but.
Yeah, it's just this ball dude having a nightmare.
But.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, it's done you, has it?
No, but. No, but that's fucking so bad.
Oh,
burn your house down, start again. Burn your house down, start again. Take it off, but take it off. Take it off.
So you can stop it there, you get the message. But mate, there are hundreds of videos, right, of people in Australia that have just been fucking swarmed, and I mean swarmed with mice. It is absolutely unreal. And they just get everywhere, like they just get everywhere.
Mate.
Well, has that wrecked you, has it?
I'm still watching it, like fucking hell.
Yeah. So it's made for a bunch of logistical problems, as you can imagine, because obviously if you're making grain or anything like that, they're in there and they're fucking eating it.
And then food in Australia, Jesus Christ.
Right. But check out this for a story from the Tales of the Mouse Plague. This was again in New South Wales, Australia, which has been the hardest hit by it. They had a prison where they've had to relocate thousands of inmates because the prison was inundated with mice and it just wasn't fit for human habitation. Now, obviously, prisons, and anyone who knows anything about prisons in Australia, they're not the most comfortable and wonderful of places. Probably not the best place in the world to do a stint, actually. Not the worst, not the best. It's definitely middle of the pack. But basically, they just had to say, right, everyone's got to go. Everyone's got to go. You can see here, and there's like a video below. The mice got inside the prison walls. They've chewed through all the electrics, so none of the electric locks work. But yeah, just watch that video down there, the 17-second one. Do you want to 3, 2, 1 that as well?
Yeah. Right.
Can you handle it?
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Just have a look, mate. How many fucking mice? Look at that, mate. Look at it.
Word, like.
Just look at it, like. Just look at them.
Thing is, right, if that happened to me, I would be living to kill those mice. Like, I don't even hate mice, but the fact that, like, there's no giant buckets about, like, you must have seen the mouse trap where you can kill, like, 1,000 of them, where it's basically a big bucket with a ramp in it. You put food around the edge, they reach in, they fall in. Like, I just have thousands of those buckets everywhere, but.
Yeah. And yeah, so it says in that article that one of the problems was that they had a bumper grain harvest.
Too much food.
So, yeah, Had too
Gone
much.
now.
So, yeah, gone now for real as well. So, and look, I'll just read you this quote. The state prison authority said operations at the jail would be reduced for 4 months while they had the prison cleaned, repaired, and protected against future mice plagues. Mice have invaded the centre, and the damages to such an extent were much better off evacuating the centre for a period of time. Most staff are going to be redeployed to prisons in the west of the state, while inmates are going to be transferred to a number of other prisons. The mice start decaying, and then the next problem is mites.
I know.
And we just don't want to expose staff and prisoners to anything that could cause harm to
That's
their
the worst part
health.
as well, mate, because like the way they usually get rid of them is they lay down poison. But that seems way worse to me because all
You
that
can't
does
put
is-
down, you can't put down that much
Yeah.
poison.
All that means is they're gonna get fucking die somewhere else. But
Yeah.
oh,
And then-
I'm dropping frames a sec.
Oh, is it?
Right, and now we should be live again.
All right, just had to change Twitch server. So we'll just continue and we'll just pretend as if nothing happened for the purposes of the edited VOD. So look, there was this headline that came out as well from the fucking, just to give you more nightmare fuel, Sam, that I know that you will be having sleepless nights. But this was
Creepy as
the
fuck.
headline: Woman wakes up to mouse eating her eyeball.
But...
Amid-
What the fuck?
I know, right? Amid Aussie rodent plague. Those mice blind you, is what it says. Just in case that's literally the first line. Those mice blind you. Just in case the ongoing Australian rodent plague wasn't horrifying enough, a farmer's wife was hospitalized after she awoke to a mouse eating her eyeball. It was reported on Monday. She is one of many victims of the unprecedented pestilence, which has seen millions of the furry vermin wreak havoc on communities from Brisbane and Melbourne. In another stomach-churning incident last month, a farmer felt a mouse scurry across his face as he slept. I felt a tickly, furry sensation as it crawled as I stuffed the flare up my anus, as it crawled from behind my ear across my cheek, said Mick Harris. It made my skin crawl, my hair stood up, and I jumped out of bed. So, and you can see more pictures of just loads of mice, dead mice.
Mint.
These types of rodent run-ins are more than just disgusting. They have the potential to spread disease. Oh, and eat your eye in that. One hotel owner nearly died after contracting leptospirosis, a bacterial infection that is found in the rodent urine. Isn't that what they just call Weil's disease? Or is that someone? Is that because I always remember we always got told about that, because when I used to be a bar manager, we got told you have to be careful with how you store your bottles. You don't put them down.
Is that what they
on any?
piss on it and shit?
Yeah, it's like they piss on it, and then you come along and you take the top off, drink a can, and they've had a piss on the can. There's all like bacteria on there. But anyway, yeah. The mice have also caused hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crop damage, sparked fires by gnawing through electrical cords, and have even begun cannibalizing themselves. Sounds like a solution. They all eat each other. But yeah, so there you go. Don't go to sleep in the middle of a mouse plague, Sam. I hope we've all learnt a valuable lesson today. So here's another classic. Since we're visiting all the classics, we've done sports, we've done England fans, we've done Conor McGregor, we've done seagulls, we've done mice plagues. Here's one for you. Remember that nut shot we looked at, where that guy got in the groin,
the massive guy, like the guy looked
like
a sumo wrestler.
And you were absolutely, obviously that's over on the Clips channel now. By the way, people should go and subscribe to that if you want to see all the best bits of the show. So yeah, that guy was blowing on his nuts. It was that bad. But I think I've found a nut shot where the reaction is even worse. This guy is literally crying and whimpering in the ring. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. I have never heard a reaction to an injury in the ring. I've heard people break their legs, right, and not make as big a song and dance as this guy does. So it must have really hurt, right? It must have really hurt. So let me know when.
Alrighty, you want 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, go.
Right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, wow. No, that was definitely cupped. I saw.
Keep listening.
Oh, God.
You guys were fortune tellers. You guys were fortune tellers and saying, hey, what if this happens again? Oh my God.
Oh, he caught him sweet, like.
So clear
I know.
to the groin. That was horrible. His leg was up. That was just.
Oh, he's
right
crying,
now.
John, as a fighter, I'm going to put my 2 cents in.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to say, if I'm a fighter,
Oh,
I've already basically been dropped twice in training, and I'm not going to.
oh.
Oh, wow.
Feel for him.
I
Gotta feel for him. I know, but like, still, like, part of my brain is going, yeah, you have just got to man up and suck it up, though. Like, part of my brain is, but like, just oh my God.
Oh.
Thing is, maybe he's not even crying. Maybe his voice has just gone like mega high pitched, like temporarily because of it. Like, but mate, his sack must be absolutely fucking in bits there. Like fucking hell. Because the thing is, mate, he's like if you go to like 19 seconds, look how his full foot, that guy's full foot has got the fucking invite to the captain's table there, mate. It has crushed his cock and balls. Like, look at it. Like, look at it, mate. It's like if you drew the outline of his foot around the cock and balls, like, he's been absolutely fucking destroyed. Like, that is it. I think that I don't think you can do a worse nut shot than that.
Oh, you can't.
No, I don't.
Like run up straight kick, mate, because that's like a fucking, a twist inside kick. It's not full power in that. Imagine a full power, like.
Yeah, but what if, right? You go max power. So what's worse? Max power, but you don't get all three.
Yeah, but eventually, that's what I mean. Eventually, we'll get a perfect storm, but we're just waiting for that perfect storm. Just the full power, perfect positioning, and a cry afterwards.
No, but I remember being told when I was young, like, you can kill someone with a kick to the balls, right? Like, remember when I first started learning karate as a kid?
So.
Yeah, but that's what but think about it. That's the ultimate. That's what you're waiting for literally.
No, I don't want him to die from it. I want it to be funny. I don't want him to die from it.
But if you're talking about the ultimate ball shot, then you have the person has the like power, both the pods burst dead instant.
Pop them both.
Yeah. Just eyes just roll up in that alley. Like in a cartoon, like just whap whap. Like that has to be, that's the ultimate. So you're never gonna see that. We won't see that in our lifetime, Sam. We won't see that in our lifetime. They'll put people on Mars before you see the ultimate fatal ball burster ball shot. Like, but I'm just saying, I think that is probably as bad as you're gonna ever see.
It's pretty good. Like, I'll give it that.
Oh, mate, he's stamped on the lot. He's stamped on it all. Like, it's so ridiculous. Because that's the part you never think about with a nut shot. What if they got some shaft in as well? Well, here we are now, and it reduces, oh, God. Oh, God. Like fucking Paul Bearer from wrestling, man. Oh, God. Oh, yes. It's fucking turned him into Paul Bearer. It was that bad. Holy shit. Right. Let's go up to Scotland. Let's go up to. I don't even know. I actually need your help with this story, Sam. I need you to explain this to me because I can't figure it out. Hang on, where's the fucking? Where is the link? Right, here we go. So this is a story from Glasgow where a police officer was calling for backup because they said they were being pursued by a drone. Slight problem. It wasn't a drone. It was the planet Jupiter. Right? Now, right. So let me just read you the story, right? A rookie Glasgow police officer called in help from fellow officers after being pursued for miles through the city by a drone, only to be told that the suspect aerial object following them was actually a planet, Jupiter to be exact. The largest planet in our solar system, located some 365 million miles from Earth, must have been shining pretty bright to warrant the concerns of the officer this past Tuesday night. According to the Daily Record, the cop attempted and failed to shake free of the planet that was on her tail.
Trying to lose Jupiter. It's catching up.
She headed toward Glasgow Fort Shopping Centre, calling the General Police Scotland complaints number to flag her predicament. On return to a police station, a senior officer is reported to have explained to her that the drone following her car was in fact the fifth planet from the sun, a planet which is often visible on a clear night. A police source told the paper, the story is the talk of the steamy at her station. Nobody can quite believe it. She was very alarmed and spooked that she was being followed by a drone. Everyone was quite concerned, so you can imagine the red face and embarrassment felt when it was pointed out that the bright light following her was a planet millions of miles away. This is going to haunt her for years. So, Sam, fucking how?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get how you think that's a drone. How can it even look similar?
So, no, right. So here's what I've put together in my mind. You tell me if this is it, right? So drones, when they're flying, okay, and they have a little light.
Yeah.
Like a little torch, and they go brrr. And so you're driving and you see a light and you're thinking it's a drone and it's dark. It's got to be night for this to make any sense. And so you turn this way, you turn that way. Because obviously it's a planet, it's still there as you're driving around. It doesn't move, you know.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking, because you just look up into a dark sky and see one light sticking out from all the others. And so I guess you're thinking, I mean, why you wouldn't think it's a star, though? I
don't know how drone is top of the list. Like,
yeah, I don't know how you get to I'm being followed by a drone. Like, now, another possibility, was she off her face on drugs?
Yeah, was she wrecked?
Like, had she confiscated some edibles or something, boshed them, gone for a drive, doing her duty, span out, called the duty officer. The duty officer's gone, are you fucking high or what? That's Jupiter, you silly bitch. And she's gone, oh yeah, off to bed now. Bye, see you in the station tomorrow. Ta-da, see you, see. And am I only thinking that's possible because it's in Scotland?
No, I feel like I'd ask that question at any point. If you're thinking Jupiter's a drone, like,
imagine it, mate, chased by Jupiter. Nightmare. Okay, here's another one. Because another classic. We're doing them all, Sam. We're doing all the classics. Okay, so there's a manhunt on, Sam, because people are having sex with horses again. Well, they're accusing men of having sex with horses, right? Where in Britain, if someone had been having sex with horses, where are they from?
Cornwall. Wrexham.
Not far. Not
Bristol.
No, mate. They barely managed to have sex with each other in Wrexham.
Somerset.
Right? It's Norfolk, right? So, yeah. So, I think it was last time we did this. Obviously, from the Metro West Daily News, the owner of a Miller Street Horse Centre has put out a warning to all the other horse farms in the area to be on the lookout for a man who allegedly had sex with a horse at the facility. The horse was uninjured, said the owner.
Obvious.
Yeah. The man is a sexual predator, she said. The unidentified man was seen on a security camera going into the stables. He used grain to lure several horses out of their pens and was able to succeed with one. He was familiar with horses. The way he was able to put reins on horses shows he knew what he was doing. To have someone break into your barn, pick out a horse like it's a lady lover, pull her out, and maneuver yourself in such a manner is beyond me. I should hope so. I should hope so. The owner of the farm said she's installed a new security system that should prevent a repeat episode. If caught, the perpetrator would likely be charged with sexual contact with an animal and trespassing. Anyone with information is asked to call the Norfolk Police Department. What does she mean when pick out a horse like it's a lady lover? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I guess courting's come a long way since she was a young person, I guess. I don't remember.
Just throw food on the floor.
Yeah, I don't remember, like, all right, okay. I think she fancies you, Rich. Oh, what gives you that impression? Look, she's holding out grain. She's trying to put reins on you. You mad bastard, you're in there. And I'm, what the fuck? What's she talking about? Like a lady lover, like pick her out like a lady lover. That's the maddest thing, like. That's the maddest thing. That's the maddest part of the story. And there's a man running around at night trying to have sex with horses. The mad part I can't get my head around is, like, what does she mean by that? Pick a horse out like it's a lady lover. I just can't. People are mental, mate. Slippery slope. That's what it all is. This story should suitably creep you out. This is from Nevada, obviously my old stomping ground. Now, they do have drug problems and that over there. It's not a great state for sobriety. But this is the story. A woman broke into a dentist and pulled 13 teeth out of a patient. Right? Just in the middle. Yeah. So, right. A Nevada woman broke into a dentist's office, stole money, and pulled 13 teeth from an unconscious patient on 2 separate occasions. Ooh. Deputies allege that Lorelei, who is not a dentist, broke into a dental office where she said she had formerly worked. She stole $22,861 in cash and checks during the break-in. Meanwhile, the tooth extraction occurred on a different date than the break-in. She also admitted to using anesthetic. What a mad fucking bitch.
How does she manage to get to, like, the operating room where an unconscious patient is and rip 13 teeth?
Now, have you seen a mugshot?
Oh, yeah.
Straight super mutant again. You always got to admit serious, like. You know Fallout is happening all the time, like. That's how I know we're near the end.
That's why she's collecting teeth.
Yeah, exactly. Mate. That's going to be her currency. Ike, 42. Oh, fucking hell. Life's hit her like it's on a brace. 42? Are you sure? Like, fucking hell, man. Right. Ike, 42, was arrested Wednesday and charged with 2 counts of burglary, 1 count of grand larceny, conspiracy to commit burglary, and performing surgery on another without a medical license. Investigators did not say how they determined Ike to be a person of interest in the case, but they said she had admitted to multiple people that she had performed the medical procedure. So she just, right. So here's the mad thing. She broke into a dentist's, right? Pulled teeth out of people's heads while they were unconscious. Then went away, came back, did it again to another patient, then went away, got away with that, scot-free with that, and then came back and robbed the joint.
So fucking mad, like.
What a mad story, like.
Twice. How aren't they keeping an eye out for the second time, like?
Well, surely when the cunt wakes up and goes, "Where are me teeth?" Yeah. It's the maddest thing. Like, I don't even know how any of that's real. Oh, this is horrible. Get this one out the way. While we're just talking about people performing unwanted surgeries, right, mate? If ever there was a headline and a photo that didn't go together, it's this. Because look at the guy. He looks normal. And then look at the headline. Brisbane man who filmed himself performing backyard castrations gets suspended sentence. Mate.
Fuck.
Mate. 2 words that should never be combined. Backyard castrations. Backyard castrations. So this story is fucking insane. A Brisbane man with no formal medical qualifications filmed himself performing backyard consensual castration surgeries on 2 men. Has been handed a suspended sentence and will be released from jail only on probation. He only got found out. Right, so, mate.
Yeah, I need more info about consensual castrations. He's filming.
He met.
What the fuck's going on?
He met. He met these people on a eunuch.
I'm out, mate. What do you mean, a eunuch chat room? How is that a thing? What has Game of Thrones done to the youth, mate? How is there a eunuch chat room?
A eunuch interest website.
I can't be arsed. What even is that? But what is a eunuch other than having your knob cut off? Is that all that means?
Yeah.
That's all that means.
Yeah, I think it's the full Monty off, like.
Fucking hell.
So, basically, he met the 2 men on a eunuch interest website, and they said, "Hey, look, like, will you do it?" And he said, "Yeah, all right then. Come round to my yard."
Fucking hell.
And I'll see you there. And basically, he got charged with 2 cases of a malicious violent act with intent, but because the eunuchs
consented.
Yeah, because the new eunuchs said, like, "Oh no, we did want it," and that, like, we did ask him. They've just given him basically like a suspended sentence.
I mean, I don't think he deserves to go to jail because some man have asked him to do it. But they've asked him to do it, like...
Sam, if you asked me, mate, and I did it, I need to go to prison. Like. I have to go. Like, come on, you know I have to go to prison. Like it's all gone wrong at that point, and I have to go. You've got to lock me up at that point.
At least the eunuchs stayed loyal, mate. No snitching from the eunuchs, like...
Mate, I'll tell you what, one thing I have heard is the eunuch community is pretty strong. Like, it's pretty... They do. what they do have a saying. I can't think of one. Is there a word that rhymes with eunuch? Hang on, right? I'm going to put something together. Rhyming dictionary. Right, this better have a payoff, Sam. Eunuch. Munich. There's Munich and tunic. And then there's just para rhymes. It says here as well, right? On the rhyming dictionary, right? Rhymezone.com, it gives an example, and the example is been to Munich, where every guy's a eunuch. Have that, mate. Why is that the example? Like, why is that? They've just fully wrecked everyone there. Like. All right, nice. But anyway, yeah, backyard castrations. But yeah, basically, you know, they do have a saying, don't they? That, you know, they keep
I was
keep
a
quiet.
Eunuch. Chop my balls, feel sick.
But hang on, right? Just this quote is just ridiculous. So the police said this is conduct that needs to be deterred. Yeah, true, 100% true. 100% true. Turns out as well, he has 0 qualifications, like no medical knowledge, like nothing at all.
Internet, though.
Oh yeah, great. In his defense, his lawyer said he had ADHD.
All right. Sounds
good to know. Now, will you stop performing backyard
So we will give him a
castrations?
fidget spinner when we put him in prison. But to get to the sentence, no, you mad fucking scut.
Yeah, I've just got idiot. I just can't concentrate, and the next thing I know, I'm on them bloody eunuch chat rooms, and you know, one thing leads to another. What a mad fucking story, mate. Right, we'll just gloss on. We'll just get past it. Right, how much time we got left? Right, I'll wrap it up with this, I guess. What do I want to do that? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Well, all right, I'll throw this in because another classic I hate to hear is talking about planes, right? And someone sent this to me. And they said unreasonable is all it said. And they sent the link because I have my DMs open. And when Brazilian people aren't sending me death threats, or, you know, fans of popular YouTubers aren't sending me death threats, or Na'vi fans aren't sending me death threats, I occasionally get links to the show. And somebody sent me this, and it was just one word. It was just unreasonable. And I'm going to book that trend. You know you are, who sent me this. No, this is more than reasonable. Very reasonable. This is the headline. Video shows woman duct taped to seat, right, after trying to open airplane door. So here we go. Here's the story, right? An apparently unhinged woman was duct taped to an airplane seat last week after she allegedly attacked the flight crew and tried to open the door of the aircraft mid-flight. Video posted on social media showed the grey-haired woman with silver duct tape over her mouth and her arms and body was seemingly taped to the seat. She could be heard screaming, you, as past. Wasn't that what Big Daddy used to do? Anyway, she could be heard screaming, you, as passengers exited American Airlines Flight 1774, as flight attendants calmly nodded their goodbye. That's another thing I fucking hate about planes. Like, I told you about that time. Like, we flew into, it was on Lufthansa, And everyone was on edge anyway, because it was like a week or two after that fella had decided to commit suicide. The pilot had committed suicide by crashing the plane with everyone on it. So you can imagine like what it's like. And we were flying into, you know, wherever the fuck, probably Munich with all the eunuchs, mate. We're flying into Germany, and I swear to God, this crosswind, it was egregious. Like, it's the worst turbulence, because usually turbulence is up here and it's just buffeting the plane, and, you know, don't worry about it. The wing's definitely not going to snap off. Here's some science that is totally, you know, turbulence has never brought down a plane. Are you sure? How do you know? Anyway, so it's the most I've ever had. And we were coming in. And the thing was, they couldn't get it. You had to keep like coming back up and going down and going back up and circling. And mate, people were screaming. Some Spanish lady was praying on my aisle, full praying to God. Like, I mean, as in, like, in that moment, she fully believed. Everyone was like screaming, crying, but like people were flying out their chairs, belts coming undone. It was outrageous. And we finally touched down and no one died. And as we walked off, they were just giving us chocolates and smiling. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Don't know about you. Don't know about how you're just fucking smiling, giving me a chocolate after a fucking near-death experience. Like, come on. I just have a bit of fucking humour and I fucking hate that. I hate how fake they all are. Pilots there. Yep, nice one. Yep. I got us down. We didn't die. Yep, fuck off. Yeah, right. Anyway, the 2-hour July 6th flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to Charlotte had been delayed for at least 3 hours before it finally departed at midnight. But about an hour into the trip, chaos broke out. Flight attendants began turning on the lights at 1:30 a.m., and we could see all flight attendants running up and down the aisles, frantically whispering to each other. The plane's crew began locking bathrooms, grabbing bags from overhead bins, and wouldn't say what was happening. It was chaos. No one knew what was going on. Finally, the pilot spoke over the intercom, asking people to stay in their seats and referenced the bad situation in the plane right now. Right? Then we were gradually starting to hear more and more screaming. And we're like, wait a minute. Just as the plane was about to land, a flight attendant who sat near them explained that a woman with an apparent mental issue had an outburst and had an urge to get off the plane and was saying, I need to get off right now. You need to let me off this plane. It took all 5 flight attendants to subdue her and take her down. Take her down.
Bring her down.
They pretty much did take her down, then put her in a seat and duct taped her to it. Right? No, I'ma just say this. I don't care what problems you're going through in life, what crises you're having, right?
Oh,
if you try and
music, the bitch, but
I would have
HBK show. I would have
you
been
try
up the
and
band,
open a door on a plane, that is 155 counts of attempted murder, no sympathy, straight to sleep first, and then straight to fucking jail. No sympathy, no excuses. I'm with you, mate. Duct tape's a kindness.
Yeah.
It's a kindness. You know? People saying to me, that's unreasonable. It's not unreasonable. What else do you want to do? Can't have someone running around like that on a plane, trying to open a door mid-flight. I mean, mate, I've talked about this before. The amount of times I've seen, because people are just fucking melts. Like, there's nothing going on half the time. In the middle of the night, I've watched someone walk down to the front of a plane to go to the toilet and then take a left and start flipping the fucking switch to the fucking door. How can you not know? How can you not figure out toilet, certain death? For everyone, and it's got a sign on it. And again, you just have to come in. That's the fucking big elbow. Blow, fucking blow, and lights out. Like you're gonna kill everybody, mate. You're gonna kill everybody. That's so ridiculous, mate. You can't waste any time with that. You can't even wait and see. It's like flip. This will open
you get this standard, mate. Bring out Stone Cold.
No, but it's like, and then what happened in that situation, right? Was the stewardess came up to her and went, "Oh no, you want to be over here." Take her, like, I had to duct tape her, and she weren't being belligerent. She was just like an idiot. But, you know, this is dangerous. You can't have idiots walking around.
Pretty much impossible to open the door. People say it's impossible. I bet it ain't impossible. I bet it's hard, is what people mean to say. It's hard to open the door.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's a lot of pressure, but I doubt it's impossible.
Put it this way, I think that's just some bullshit they just tell you so you feel good about it. So, you know, like, there's no way I've seen them movies, like,
and someone shoulder charged it running as hard as they
could,
exactly. £300. There's not even going to wobble, not even a wiggle.
Straight out that window. Straight out, mate. So yeah, I think perfectly reasonable. So anyway, look, this is what I'll end on, right? Because I know you'll appreciate this, right? So you eat Subways, don't you, Sam?
I don't mind a Subway. I'll have a Subway now and then.
Yeah, you know what? They're all right. They're now
They're sugary
fancy
bread that Ireland refused to call bread, no?
Yeah. So, what's your favourite Subway?
Steak and cheese, probably. Or I like the Italian one with all the cured meats.
Which one, though? 'Cause there's two. There's the Italian BMT, or you can have the spicy Italian.
Spicy one, probably.
Yeah. That explains why you were shitting through the eye of a needle yesterday and couldn't strain.
I didn't have no spicy meats, luckily, mate. It would have been worse.
Oh, yeah. Right. So, I'm a fan. I'll have either, you know, in a pinch. If there's, you know, if you can't make my Italian spicy, I'll just have a BMT, no biggie. But I don't really eat them that much. You know, like, they were great when they first came over. That was a long, long time ago because, you know, you don't get you didn't get American style sandwiches anywhere else. But no, I'd rather have a Jersey Mike's a million times out of a million than a fucking Subway. But, you know, you don't get many Jersey Mike's now, but you do just get good sandwich shops in Britain now. So, you know, you don't need to do Subway to yourself.
I always find they're all posh and over the top when I fucking hate them, but like, why is everything got an avocado in it? Why are you trying to impress me with these creepy mixes of like fucking beans and like, oh, we made this taste like not piss while using dog shit fucking ingredients that aren't delicious? It feels like a challenge. Kind of like ham, but any ham sandwiches going? Can I have some ham?
There was a place in Birmingham that made pies pretentious. It was called Urban Pie.
Grow up.
And they did like stupid labels where it was like, you know, whatever the percentage of beef, it would be like moo. They would call it moo instead of beef. Yeah. And so, it was all like overly style. It's a fucking pie, like.
Mate, try and get a fucking cheese or ham sandwich in London, mate. You're going to be scouring the fucking earth trying to get a basic sandwich.
Is it?
Everything's got something in it, but that is fucking gross that I don't like. Everything's got a little addition in it that I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, this sounds good. A ham and cheese, and then it's under date salsa.
Pickled dates and fresh avocado and fuck off.
Yeah, and a whole avocado and a dead mouse.
My favorite.
Because we shipped it in from Australia. But anyway, you ever had the tuna in Subway?
No, but
me either. I you know what's weird? It's never sat. But it's never sat right with me. Like I knew instinctively. Like I think it's because you and me were sort of from the sea in that sense, aren't we?
Never fuck with that tuna, but it looks gross.
Nah. Well, you see, there's been an ongoing lawsuit. There was an ongoing lawsuit against Subway, and anyway, as part of that like lawsuit that came out, the scientific analysis of Subway's tuna said it didn't have any tuna DNA.
Didn't have any tuna.
No tuna DNA.
No way.
Like I'll read you this right. So canned tuna is high in protein, low in fat, and by far the most popular shelf-stable seafood in the United States. Can also be mysterious, questionable, and scandalous. And as the Washington Post reported in late January, Subway, the world's largest sandwich chain, is currently facing a class action lawsuit in the state of California that claims its tuna sandwiches are completely bereft of any tuna as an ingredient. Subway for its part, has categorically denied these allegations. There simply is no truth to the allegations in the complaint that was filed in California. A spokeswoman wrote in an email to the New York Times. Subway delivers 100% cooked tuna to its restaurants, which is mixed with mayonnaise and used in freshly made sandwiches, wraps, and salads that are served to and enjoyed by our guests. So, let me get to the bit, because this is quite long, right?
0% tuna. What else would they be using? That doesn't make sense.
So here we go. So they basically went to a lab and did a PCR test, which costs $500. And basically what it does is it will go in whatever you're doing a test on. It makes millions or billions of copies of a specific DNA sample, and then they compare that DNA sample to other existing, replications of. Yeah. And so they went and did a DNA test on the contents of the tuna and compared it to 5 different tuna species, and they didn't get a single hit. Didn't get a single hit.
Seems mad.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? So here's the lab results. I'll read it.
Have they got any?
Oh, don't worry. I'll just show you how big companies work in a second. So no amplifiable tuna DNA was present in the sample, and so we obtained no amplification products from the DNA, and therefore we cannot identify what species is in the sample. There are 2 conclusions that we can arrive at. One, it's so heavily processed that whatever was pulled out of it couldn't make a DNA identification, or the DNA identification worked and we have something that isn't tuna. Subway declined to comment on the lab results. So this blew up, went all over, the internet, right? I'm like, oh, look, there's no fucking tuna in the tuna. What are they doing? Because obviously this is like a dystopian, dystopian, it's like Soylent Green, isn't it? Right? So loads of people, and like I said, this lawsuit's ongoing, and this all started because someone was like, that just ain't tuna, mate. That's not tuna. So Subway, although they haven't publicly commented on the lab results that are being used as part of this ongoing lawsuit, what they decided to do instead, this is no joke, this is real, I'm going to show it to you. They created their own website called Subway Tuna Fact. Right, no joke. Subway tuna is real tuna, it says at the top, right? That's right. The truth is, Subway uses wild-caught skipjack tuna regulated by the FDA. A favourite among sub lovers, our tuna is and always has been high-quality premium and 100% real. So it says here, myth. Look, in a tuna fact check, Sam, myth. The New York Times reported Subway's premium favorite tuna wasn't actually tuna. Truth, not true. What actually happened is the New York Times commissioned a test that couldn't detect tuna DNA in the sample. According to scientific experts, this isn't unusual when testing cooked tuna, and it absolutely doesn't mean the sample contains 0 tuna. That's what they've got, mate.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of got me, mate. Maybe I'm one of the plebs. They kind of convinced me already. It was like, it makes sense. Yeah, I've cooked the tuna. Because the thing is, right, what could they be using that's cheaper than tuna? Like, I understand tuna isn't a very cheap fish, but you know what I mean? It's one of the most heavily fished fucking fish. Like, I don't know.
Who knows,
they
mate?
just charge a bit more for the sandwich if tuna was that expensive, you know what I mean?
Who knows? Who knows, mate? Maybe all them missing people. Who knows? Right? It goes on. The New York Times test results only show the type of DNA test done by the unnamed lab wasn't reliable. If the test had confirmed the existence of a protein other than tuna, then questions could have been raised. However, their non-detect conclusion really just means the test was inadequate in determining what the protein was. In other words, it was a problem with the test, not the tuna. Still not convinced? Check out USA Today's independent fact check of the New York Times conclusion, which found it lacked important context about the limitations of DNA testing of denatured proteins and some additional information from food DNA testing firm Applied Food Technologies. That's what I think of when just the way Mama used to make. Applied Food Technologies. Oh, yes, delicious. Definitely nothing to worry about there. Is it tuna Applied Food Technologies? Well,
yes.
Technically, yes. The best kind of yes, right? Ask Applied Food Technologies about why DNA testing isn't always conclusive in testing processed tuna, given the cooking and packaging process that breaks down DNA fragments. The challenge of accurately testing processed tuna DNA has been known for a while. It's even been studied by scientists, as this paper proves. And then it goes into a tuna Q&A, right? What requirements are in place to ensure that the tuna I buy is real tuna? They say it's highly regulated by governments around the world. All right, then. Here's what's hilarious. They have something called the Seafood Import Monitoring Program, SIMP. So if you ever want to know why the tuna you're buying is real, the Seafood Import Monitoring Program, SIMP, which I can say because of this context, requires complete traceability of all tuna from the time of catch to the time it's processed. SIMP is keeping you safe.
Simp safety.
So yeah, there's also some quotes from people from Applied Food Technologies and John DeBay, the retired vice president of quality and compliance for Chicken of the Sea International.
Chicken of the Sea? Is that what they call tuna?
Yeah. Probably because it's got fucking chicken in it by the sound of things. Like, we must stick with the science, and science tells us the issue is the unverifiable DNA testing method, not Subway's tuna. So there you go. Trust the big corporation.
Surely tuna would be the beef of the sea because they're big. Sardines or something would be the chicken of the sea.
Maybe that relates to...
I assume it means like it's the most popular meat, right? Like everywhere, the most popular fish of the sea is eaten-wise is probably tuna. Chicken's probably the most eaten meat.
Yeah, maybe it's like because of the cost effectiveness of it all. So there you have it. And then I guess we'll just end with one last story. Let's go with this one. So I've said that you're a wanker in the past, Sam, but prepare to meet thy God. This is the headline, and this is just bizarre. Right-handed man almost masturbates to death. Now,
fuck it up.
There's a lot going on with that headline, but most of all, can I ask you, Sam, why is it important that he was right-handed?
Yeah, I don't know. Why is that in quotes as well? Like they don't believe it.
Yeah, mental, isn't it? A fellow redefined mind-blowing sex after he suffered a life-threatening stroke while repeatedly masturbating. Now medical experts are saying he escaped the ultimate unhappy ending.
Fucking grow up.
The unnamed 51-year-old right-handed man from Japan.
Have they done that just for a right-handed man from Japan? Is that the whole reason they've worked in right-handed?
Yeah, maybe.
Although the 51-year-old man from Japan would also work. Like,
yeah, it would. Yeah. The 51-year-old right-handed man from Japan admittedly enjoyed pleasuring himself several times a day. I mean, so far, yeah. However, one explosive session.
The next sentence is mental.
Which one? According. Oh yeah. However, one explosive self-love session went awry when, after climaxing, the serial stroker was struck down by thunderclap headache.
He was struck down by the thunderclap, mate.
Thunderclap headaches and severe vomiting.
Oh.
Unnerved by the unsexy symptoms, the man rushed himself to the Nagoya City University Hospital.
Being nerved. Sure, if he was unnerved, he wouldn't have gone anywhere. Like, he was nerved. He went
fully nerved.
Fully
nerved. As he should be. Fully nerved. Mega nerved. Right? Where he was found to have low blood pressure and confusion, 2 telltale signs of a cerebrovascular accident. The emergency medical technician suspected he had a stroke while having a stroke. And the subsequent CT scan confirmed that the man had indeed suffered a subarachnoid hemorrhage, a potentially fatal type of stroke sparked by ruptured blood vessels in the space surrounding the brain. The man survived his near-fatal orgasmic ordeal and was released from the hospital within 2 weeks in excellent condition, according to doctors.
Straight back to wanking.
Yeah, sort of straight back, mate. There you go. So, that's it. We've done it all with this episode. Fucking hell, what a nightmare. But wanking yourself to death might be the best thing that we can all hope for, the way things are going. That was the news. I wish it wasn't. We'll see you next time on I Hate It Here. Goodbye.